Let's bring up a chart that Michael McKee knows and Stephen Roach know as well. This is deficit to GDP, the basic idea of deficit for much of the last 30 and even 40 years with the Clinton surplus out there in the middle. Down we go. Michael McKee, where's the optimal budget deficit? I don't know where it is.
I don't think anybody knows where it is. We know that government isn't like a household, and the government can run deficits as long as they are sustainable and don't continue to rise. Under current law, the U.S. debt-to-GDP ratio, according to CBO, would rise to about 89% over the next decade. Under the Trump budget, it would fall to about 56%, but that's because they slash spending by so much, even with the tax cuts they're talking about.
They also boost revenues by their hocus pocus on growth.
Yeah, they do some interesting things.
Hocus pocus is CFA level 4, just so you know.
Well, I don't know. Taylor Riggs could study this move. They're going to put in assume that Congress will appropriate $500-some-odd billion to fight wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, but then assume that the wars don't happen so they can count that money as savings.
Okay, well, I'm going to go over and see if the CBO has scored the health care plan yet. Steve Roach, does anybody score a budget? I mean, do they score the Trump proposal or the Rob Portman proposal or whatever proposal?
Yeah, that's a great question, Tom. I mean, back in the 1970s, the Brookings Institution had a marvelous annual series called Setting National Priorities, written by Charlie Schultz and Alice Rivlin. And we need more of this again, because what this does is it cuts through all the various line items on the spending and the revenue side and really comes at the core of what a budget is trying to accomplish in terms of establishing and setting the national priorities. And I think you can look at this Trump proposal through that lens, and you get a clear sense of the emphasis the president is placing on certain issues and what he's overlooking in others. And that's the debate we need to have.
Right, but Professor Roach, does the budget actually risk alienating Trump's base supporters?
Well, it's hard to know what would ever alienate his base supporters. They don't seem to, have a deep appreciation for a lot of the issues that we debate on shows like this or in financial markets. It's more about admiring the president for his disruptive grip on the structure of governance rather than on these deeper issues.